One of the biggest problems in shooting is the sensation of shoot now, which leads to misses. Let's learn how to fix that today.
Today's video is brought to us by Mantis. The Mantis family of products is integral to ASP staff building handgun and carbine skills and are your most economical and fastest path to improvement in your skills too. Whether you choose the X10, the Laser Academy, the Blackbeard, or use them all in concert, they will help your practice be more effective, efficient, and fun. Go check them out, pick up a unit, and thank them for sponsoring today's video.
Hey guys, Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant, Active Self-Protection Extra. This is your Mantis Dry Fire Monday. I'm going to be using a SIRT pistol for this. This is a shot indicating resetting trigger, and it shoots a laser, so it's safe for everybody to use. We're going to talk about a thing that I see. I call it the convulsive grip. Okay, so I'm going to do this one-handed so you can see it better, but I see people aiming really hard, and they think everything's lined up, and they do this. Now. And then the whole hand moves, everything moves. And sometimes the instruction is to quit slapping at the trigger, all right, or quit anticipating. But there's more to it than that. That's a very general technical term, and I'm sure a lot of you have tried it and not found it to be fairly successful for you. The same habit keeps up over and over. So let's talk about the three causes of bad habits. Well, one is a technical bad habit. You don't know how to do it correctly. The other is a psychological bad habit. The sensation or the pressure of the bias creates a pressure to do something that's incorrect. And the final one is a physiological one, which means that's the stress of the actual event overcomes the ability and you're not in the right frame of mind to shoot at your highest level. You're just trying to work on it, okay? Now, it wasn't very bright when I started, but it's bright now, so I'm going back to my glasses. All right, so one of the technical reasons this happens is it's not even trigger slap, all right? I'm prepping the trigger, and I see the sight in the middle of it, but what we know when we're aiming is this is never still. Human beings can't hold things still. We work on frequency of the muscle, so it's always in motion, but you think everything's good, so when you say now, what happens is your body tenses, tries to hold it, and moves everything at once, okay? That's a big problem. The way we can get around that is we can feel the trigger and do continuous motion to the trigger as we clean up the sight movie. So it's a continuous thing. There's never a now. We're always aiming, we're always pressing, and then after we fire, we reset and we start to process again. So it keeps us in the immediacy of the action instead of saying there's a definite end point. And that's what now and pinning the trigger leads you to. The other thing is people with small hands oftentimes have no space right here. Now, I don't have small hands. You can see how much index finger's hanging through. But if I have no space right here, I can't insert a business card. When I press the trigger, what's going to happen is the whole gun's going to move because this little muscle right here is flexing. And when it flexes, it pushes against the frame. So make sure your gun's set up so that your finger can reach it, but yet you have enough space over here that it doesn't brush the frame. So those are some technical reasons for that low and left for the right-handed shooter and a low and right for the left-handed shooter. Let's talk about some psychological reasons, okay? You believe that eventually you're going to achieve perfection with your aiming, that everything will hold still and then you can fire the gun, all right? Let that go. We're always in motion, we're always tracking motion, all right? We do a fantastic job of tracking motion, so we want to be tracking the dot or the front sight in motion all the time and keep clarifying it relative to the size of the target. If you want to be a decisive person, and that's part of the problem of this sensation, is you feel like you never have enough information, so as soon as it looks perfect enough to you, you've got to go right now, and time crushes you because you're not doing something actively, you're trying to do it, and you're living in the past at that point. What we want to do instead is we're always aiming, we're always cleaning up the trigger as we do it. It is a sight movie, and the finger is always in action, just like a double action. We're going to keep it moving, and then we're going to reset it, get back to the prep, and keep it moving until we get done shooting. All right, we're not going to hold at the wall. We're not going to hold ourselves still. And then remember, whether it's time or information that's driving you, make sure that you allow that to go because the target tells you how fast you can shoot. So if I have a big target, I can shoot very quickly. Medium-sized target, I have to be a bit careful as I shoot it, but I can shoot it at a moderate speed. And if I have a small target, I need to shoot very precisely. So the target tells you and it allows you to preference the time and the information value of pressing the trigger. And that gets you past the now. Now let's talk about physiological responses. If you don't visualize what you're about to do, and you don't set a kinesthetic index, that means I'm either going to think about how I'm going to grip the gun with the left hand. So the left hand's doing all the work. The right hand's not really gripping the gun. and I press the trigger. So left hand has priority. I want to visualize the left hand gripping the gun hard. I want to see the sights settling and refining and then shooting. All right, and then I want to exhale, because holding your breath is the response to physical stress that leads to the worst outcome, yet is the most common way. People either inhale and hold, or they stop exhaling and everything's done right there. So exhale, visualize, but also have a kinesthetic visualization of how you'll grip the gun with a support hand. This will get you right past what that convulsive shooting of this into this. I see, I prep, and I press the trigger and everything's good. You'll find a big difference. You're gonna watch your scores on your Mantis go up. You're gonna watch your aiming chart improve with that, because you're constantly managing and receiving information instead of trying to say there will be a perfect moment that I have to hit exactly. You know, if you hit a fastball in baseball, you're predicting where the pitcher's throwing it. You may not be able to see the ball unless you're in a high-level processing mode, and you're making a predictive idea that this is a good enough pitch for me to hit. What we're doing is making a predictive idea that this is a good enough aiming it's good enough aiming relative to the target, so therefore I can hit it. All right, guys, I hope that helps you out a lot. It's a very complicated problem, as you can see. You always have to address these with technical refinements, psychological refinements, and in physiological responses to stress, so that you learn how to manage it and you understand the biases inherent in your own system, and that's why you keep making the mistakes over and over without correction. Try these things, do all three of them, and see if you instantly get results, because that's how it should be for you guys. All right, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button for Active Self-Protection. Hit the like button, leave a comment. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching so much. I'm Brian Hill with The Complete Combatant. This is your Mantis Dry Fire Monday. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.